Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have your weekly replay video. This time we are featuring the Tier 7 Premium Japanese battleship, the Ashitaka. Now, if this replay does live up to the brief description I received with this replay, you're going to want to stick through the entire thing, because a lot is going to happen. And if you stick around, you're going to get to see one of the rarest occurrences in game. Now, today's driver is Mac, who has been featured on the channel before with the Ashitaka as well. Now, the Ashitaka is it's the old alpha hull for the Amagi, down tier to tier 7. So basically you have a tier 8 battleship at tier 7. This is something that Wargaming loves to do. They'll remove the old stock modules from ships and then make them entirely new premium ships, like the Mutsu, the West Virginia, so forth and so on. They've done it plenty of times. They'll probably keep doing it until the game eventually does actually die. But that does give you Amagi firepower at tier 7, which is quite the thing to have, because you have 8 16-inch guns at tier 7, which there are plenty of ships at tier 7 and below that you can overmatch with your 8 410mm guns. So it's like the Yami. You can just ignore enemy ship's armor and blast right on through them. But you do, of course, have to deal with having a completely stocked ship. As you can see, the Ashitaka doesn't exactly have a plethora of AA guns or anything like that, and of course it has the old stock parameters for the Amagi. So you trade that off to get basically, the ability to bully tier 7 battleships. So we're really tier 7 anything because of, again, the overmatch. So speaking of bullying low tier, well, not really low tier, tier 7's like mid tier. Bullying mid tier ships, we have a New Orleans there, and well, get a full broadside out on him. Oh, and Mac is running Yamamoto on his Ashitaka, which again should make this replay very, very interesting indeed. Overpins the New Orleans there for a mere 1,260 damage. Now, it is New Orleans. I know there's some people that like to say New Orleans or Nolans. It's New Orleans, trust me. I live very close to the city. Some people love to just, I don't know, have fun with the pronunciation, which, who cares? The pronunciation is whatever, but apparently some people care a whole lot. Another broadside on the broadside New Orleans, and removes 13,860 HP from that New Orleans with a mere 1 citadel. Quite devastating indeed. You also have a Gokase out there. New York's opening up on him with HE. HE spamming New York. That is a most interesting tactic indeed. I mean, granted, Mac is bow into him, so it does make sense. Gokase's doing the torp here. Yes, he does. And then Mac gets a broadside out on him as well. Florida over there at 20 kilometers away. You also have again, right through the nose with the Gokase. And that's something a few of you were saying on yesterday's comment section, with discussing the Zao line and how it's been power crept. A lot of y'all said the light cruiser line is really the one that's kind of, well, the worst between the two. Well, yes, you see, the light cruisers, according to the community, have been, well, crap since they've been released. The Zao at one point was actually quite good. I still think the Zao's like a really solid ship today. It does still need some love. But anyway, that was yesterday's video. Back to today's video. Broadside shot out on the New York. This could be quite good. New York is fairly squishy. Good chunk there for 6,600 damage. But as you can see, Mac's team is doing the thing where they're trying to all be sunk before the 5-minute mark. That thing typically does not lead to you winning the match. So they're down 2 destroyers and a cruiser already, which is terrible, losing 2 destroyers that fast. Which leaves them down to Mitsuki, who's being very sneaky and going up the middle. Mac is eyeing up this Uganda over here. Oh, this looks good. This is looking quite good. He's slowing down, popping a smoke. He thinks he's safe. Little does Uganda know that the smoke screen does not stop the shells. There you go. Oh, that was good. This is a live reaction replay, by the way. I haven't seen this replay yet, so I'm watching it with you guys as it's going on. If you're new here, that's what's going on. I haven't seen this before. I'm not like giving commentary on what's already happened from my point of view. I'm seeing this for the first time with you guys. Argentina Did he learn from the Uganda? Let's see if he did. Doesn't look like it. He's staying broadside. And, ooh, this is looking very... Oh, just a little shy. A little shy of having yet another... well, he didn't get a dev strike, but another excellent salvo on Mac's hands there. Situation, the enemy team is still only down 2 ships. Friendly team's down 4 ships. Oh, the points are reversed, by the way. So, being down 4 ships, Mac's team should not be at 440 points. They are at 290 points. This is standard battle as well, so it's one of the... well, more passive modes because it's standard battles, only 1 cap to fight over. So in the Argentina, though, is it any good? Another overpin. That is truly the curse of having big guns. That's a lot of the things that you don't really hear about from a lot of things. One of the things you don't really hear a lot about from like the Yamato and those battleships with huge guns. You get more overpins than anything. Like, yeah, it's cool when you get a Citadel, you get some really big numbers, but the rest of the time, you're just overpinning the crap out of everything, doing, you know, just medial damage. Alright, so situation update. The western flank has pretty much fallen. The Helena, New Orleans, Akatsuki, and Leon are all pushing down south to the friendly team's cap. Things are going slightly better over here out east, but they haven't really been sinking too much. They got to sink some more ships to be able to push up. And that's the thing about losing your destroyers up there. There goes the Colorado. That's the only losing your destroyers so fast. You lose that vision. That vision is so important to your team's ability to do things. Because if your team can't see anything, they can't shoot anything. And then they're only able to shoot when the enemy team fires at them. They have that brief 20-second window to return fire. It's not long enough to, you know, get effective fire on target because you got to adjust your aim and such. It's hard to do that if the enemy team's constantly going in and out of detection. So he kind of staggers his shots here on the Argentina, gets a good pin, but another overpin on top of that. So Mutsuki, I mean, he's being a little sneaky boy going up there to the north. He's got pretty much the New York all to himself, which while it's, you know, it's nice that he's alive, he is kind of far away and again can't really provide effective spotting. But again, if he can maybe ninja the cap, which that might be what this replay is about. Again, I don't know. I haven't watched it all the way through. It might work. But Mac has pushed up, so now that New York is in his range, so the Mutsuki keeping him spotted is very good at this point. Looks like he probably gave the New York a little bit too much of a lead there. Yeah, it gets a torque protection hit on the New York. And here comes the unchallenged destroyers. Another thing, too, about destroyers dying early on is that the enemy team's DDs don't have to worry about your DDs. They can kind of just run loose and rampant on your team, like this Mutsuki and this T-22 are. However, Mac's division mate, Thorb, here in the Uganda, is moving over to potentially give them a bit of a headache. So nice that he does have that div mate on comms to where they can't deal with that. Oh, Florida. That is not how you want to be called in the Florida, my guy. All right, Mutsuki is in the cap now. So he is taking it, but the enemy team does also know that he's there. However, ooh, that Florida got off easy. However, the enemy DDs are down south, so only the Argentina, the Florida, and the New York are in a position to do anything about it. So one of them has to peel off and go back towards the cap, which you would think the New York would, but let's see what happens with that. Argentina is down to 3,000 HP. He is healing, though. Mac does get his front turrets off on the Uganda. Another opportunity to... Ooh, there we go. Citadel on the Uganda. That is Mac's second sink of the match. Alright, guys, returns out on the Florida. Nice. Follow that up with another Citadel hit on the Florida, bringing his damage total up to 87,000 damage. A quite respectable damage total at tier 7. Alright, Masugi's got about half of the enemy team's capped at this point. There is the planes from the... What CV do they have? An Independence. Okay, thankfully no fires. Florida spamming HE. Again, thankfully no fires on Mac's Ashitaka. Alright, Florida. This is not how you Florida, my guy. You want to angle stern in with the Florida because you got those invisible armor plates behind the stern. Broadside is not the way to go, my brother. And more Citadels. Dang, the game's letting him... I hate that so much. The game lets players get away with stuff like that. You know, when you get someone broadside dead to rights and you just don't win the RNG roll. New Orleans is in the friendly... I'm sorry, yeah, he is in the friendly cap. I was correct there before I tried to correct myself. New York is also getting in. The friendly New York is getting into the enemy cap, along with the friendly Mitsuki. The enemy New York is turning around. Florida might catch some hands here. Some more overpins. Dang. Okay, but the Uganda... there goes the... Well, the Helena sunk the Helena, or the Helena, again, however you want to say it. Helena, because it's named after the city, right? And... Oh, there we go. The enemy Mitsuki rushed back up to the enemy cap. Probably has torps out on that friendly New York. Dang, so we got a 3-on-3 scuffle in the enemy cap. Yep, there we go. Mitsuki sinks the friendly New York. Friendly Mitsuki still has the cap points, which means she hasn't been shot just yet. But that enemy New Orleans is certainly ruining the friendly team's vibe. Alright, Mac caught him going broadside, got his front turrets out on him. And is that going to be enough? No, unfortunately not. Just tags him there with one shell for an overpin. But again, his div mate in the Uganda is delivering a chi to the New Orleans face. Mitsuki still has the cap points. He has not been reset just yet, so he's still undetected somehow. Alright, there we go. Rear turrets out on the New Orleans. That first group on the left might hit him. Yeah, for 1,260 damage because overpins. The follow-up shells. There we go. That is Mac's third sink of the match, or third kill of the match, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so, however, up north, though, all the Mitsuki's help is now, well, dead. So the Mitsuki's stuck up there by himself with another Mitsuki, a T-22, and a New York. He's either about to have the time of his life with his torpedoes, or, well, he's not. Friendly team is down to 4 ships. Enemy team still has half of their team up, so they have a pretty healthy ship advantage on the friendly team. And once this Mitsuki gets sunk, I mean, they still have a health advantage. Sorry, not a health advantage. I mean, they do have a health advantage. They have a points advantage on the friendly team as well. Pretty healthy one, even though the friendly team has been contesting the enemy team's cap for a good chunk of time now, thanks to the Mitsuki. Looks like Mitsuki might be trying to do a rush on the New York. Will he get there? Maybe. Or he might be trying to ram him, too, because he's not going broadside to get his torps off. Serov, one line dropping the enemy Akatsuki down here. Looks like it did not work. Hey, there we go. Chad Mitsuki rams the New York, gets the kill on the New York. Remember, fellas, every single ship has one torpedo. Okay, so now that just leaves Mac, his buddy, and the Uganda, and the Serov over here left alive to deal with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemy ships. Now, Mac and his buddy are trying to deal with this Akatsuki. They definitely want to keep their carrier alive because, I mean, like, that's such a huge tactical advantage to have. And you're at such a massive disadvantage when you don't have one, but the enemy team does. So, yeah. Mac has 3 hills left on his Ashitaka. Looks like he can fully utilize one more heal for sure. Not exactly sure what the state of his Uganda buddy is. But it does certainly look like that Akatsuki is in the smoke. The Serov is flying all over around him. Yep, there he is. Okay, he's popped back out. He's probably going to go for the Serov. The Serov, for some reason, has turned into the Akatsuki. Okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm assuming he's turning in to dodge potentially torps that are going to be coming from the Akatsuki. They're definitely coming, yep, from the Akatsuki now. I get why he didn't want to run up north, but, you know, running over to the west would have been a better idea. H1, 2, aw, dang. If he eats one more, he's done. We're really, there we go, yeah. I was going to say he's dead anyway, because the Independence is going to drop him with the rocket planes, but there he goes. Okay, so, alright, the Serov sunk, so now the friendly team does not have any CV spotting. They have no DD spotting. It is literally Mac and his friend in the Uganda. Well, let's see what they can do, ladies and gentlemen. I gets his broadside out on the Akatsuki. Pretty good shots there. And, oh, gets Confederate off of that. Up to, what, 106,000 damage so far. Looks like he's going to let his buddy and the Uganda finish off, yep, that Akatsuki. So, Mac's at 3 kills. His buddy is at 2 kills. Between the two of them, they already have a Kraken. They have sunk 5 of the enemy's ships by themselves. So, quite literally, all but 2 of the enemy ships that have been sunk so far, Mac and his friend have done that. So, yeah, the power of friendship, my guys. Alright, so, what are they going to do? Because the enemy team has 2 destroyers. So if those 2 destroyers do destroyer things, they're going to go down and take the cap. And I mean, you know, his buddy's in Uganda, which is a pretty good ship for dealing with destroyers. But you still have a Leon and a Florida. Oh, what's the Independence doing? What's the Independence doing? Oh, no, you're not in a Graf Zeppelin, buddy. Oh, well, this is just a gift. Okay. Right as Max swaps over to H, he keeps it loaded. I mean, that's probably for the best here with the Independence. It's so thinly armored. Should chunk the crap out of him with the HE. Or only do, like, what was that, 8k damage with it? Oh, he's got AP going back up in the tubes. I mean, this is just a downright strange decision from the Independence. He is turning around, though. He has realized his mistakes. I don't think it really matters at this point, but all right. So Max should absolutely just obliterate this man here. Gotta get those shells flying right around the funnels, and that's about it for the Independence. And there you go. Nice. Death Strike, 20k damage done in 1 salvo. And that is his 4th kill of the match. 1 more kill, and he'll get to pop Yamamoto's special skill. What's it called? Win to Victory or Divine Win or whatever. That's Kamikaze. That's my Discord, not yours, so please ignore that. But yeah, Yamamoto's Kraken skill, where he gets a massive buff to his reload time and a 40% heal to his ship. Alright, but the Florida is targeting his Uganda there. Looks like he missed that first salvo. Second salvo's coming in. And only nicked him there. Florida still selling broadside for some reason. I mean, he's been getting away with it this entire match, so why wouldn't he? Looks like the enemy team is just as upset with... Ooh, nice Citadel on the Florida. Anyway, the enemy team is upset with their CV as well, which, I mean, yeah, they would. I don't know why I'm saying as well. I'm sure Mac and Thorb are absolutely overjoyed that the CV did that. Okay, but now, again, the DDs... Oh! Ooh, the Florida can aim, and there goes the Uganda. Oh, all right. So now Max by himself against 4 enemy ships. We have a potential for a solo warrior here, ladies and gentlemen. So he quite literally has a third of the enemy team left to deal with, and he's all alone in his Ashitaka. And again, there's a cap being capped right now. So he's got to make some stuff happen. He's got to sink some ships, fellas. He's got to get in that cap. Or at least get the DD to leave the cap. There's the torpedoes. Again, that's my Discord, not yours. Disregard that. Alright, so Leon shots come in and thankfully miss. Bow and Leon. He should be able to smack him pretty good there with his main battery guns. And, oh, he knocks out a turret. And Leon only has 1 turret in the front, so that's, you know, we've seen worse. Oh, please, nuke the Florida, please. The man is living rent-free in my head because he's getting away with selling broadside. I think about going broadside in one of my ships, and I just get absolutely destroyed. Alright, come on, do it. Alright, shots out on the Florida. Come on, RNG. You've been, you know, just cucking him this entire... Hey, there's a destroyer. There we go. Kraken unleashed. So now he has a massive buff to his reload time. He now has a 17.8 second reload on his Ashitaka. And he's getting this massive heal now to where, you know, if he takes any damage here, it's going to get healed. Well, you know, again, you know, as normal. It's not a super heal. Well, it's kind of a super heal, but it doesn't do any additional healing to like the Citadel or anything like that. And, ooh, there we go. That's the punch I was looking for before in the Leon's face. All right, minute to win it, fellas. You gotta do some stuff here, man. So if he sinks the Leon, will that be enough? I don't think so. That DD is still capping his cap. All right, let's see if the points flip. Again, the red team's points are actually the friendly team points at this moment. So not enough to flip it. He needs 1 more ship sunk. There's a Matsuki right there. Secondaries are going. Turning his ship around to get his turrets on target. That massive reload buff from Yamamoto actually coming in clutch here. Well, maybe if RNG does comply. Turrets out. Shots out. There we go. Killed number 7, which does flip the points in the favor of the friendly team. So now... oh, wait, the cap's still being contested, so there's still another ship in here somewhere. There's the other DD's around here. Ah, there he is! Kill him! T-22. 16 seconds left on the clock. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, he's good. He's got it. As long as he doesn't get sunk, he does most certainly have the win because the points will not have enough time to tick over. It's one more torpedo to the nose, but that's fine. He's got this super heal going. And there we go, eats that one there. And whoo, my God, Yamamoto's skill actually coming in clutch once. Usually by the time you get that skill popped, the game's already decided. And look at the achievements, boys. Look at them. We have Journal Offensive, Brothers in Arms, Solo Warrior, one of the rarest achievements in game, Strike Team, Dev Strike, Confederate, Dreadnought, Kraken, Division Kraken, and High Caliber. 1.6 million credits in a Tier 7 ship, 192,000 damage in a Tier 7 ship. That is insane. And 7 kills by himself. So himself and Thorb sunk 9 of the enemy ships. 9 of the 11 ships that were sunk this match, Mac and Thorb did that in their division. So good on you, my guys. 2,700 base XP. I'm honestly surprised that's not higher, but it's 2,700 base XP in a Tier 7 game, right? So there's most certainly that. My God, that right there, that's a match, fellas. That is a proper match. That was good. But yeah, Ashitaka gets a rap for being not a fantastic ship, but I mean, frickin' Mac's making it work over here just fine. So Mac, thank you so much for sending that in. If you have a replay like this, a really close, really good match, you can send it into the link in the description down below, and you might find yourself being featured here on the channel. So again, thank you so much, Mac, for sending that in. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, all of that jazz. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.